Eligibility for a work permit from within Canada. What you need to know for Canadian PR. If you're already in Canada and looking to work legally, you may be eligible to apply for a work permit from within the country. Understanding who qualifies and how to apply is key, especially if you're also pursuing permanent residency. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. While the majority of foreign nationals are required to apply for a Canadian work permit from outside the country, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada does allow for several key exceptions. Under specific scenarios, individuals already present in Canada can apply for a work permit from within the country. Understanding these eligibility pathways is essential for foreign nationals who wish to remain in Canada and continue working or transition from one legal status to another. IRCC outlines 9 specific scenarios where individuals can legally submit a work permit application while remaining inside Canada. If your situation does not fall under one of these categories, you must apply for a work permit from outside Canada either online or at a port of entry if eligible. Valid permit holders applying before expiry. If you currently hold a valid study or work permit in Canada, you may be eligible to apply for a new work permit before your current permit expires. IRCC recommends applying at least 30 days before the permit's expiry to ensure continued legal status under maintained status. This status allows you to remain in Canada under the conditions of your original permit while your new application is processed. Dependent of a permit holder. If your spouse, common law partner, or parent holds a valid study or work permit, you may also be eligible to apply for a work permit from within Canada. The eligibility depends on the validity of the principal applicant's permit and your relationship to them. Eligibility for a postgraduation work permit. International students who complete a program of study at a designated learning institution in Canada may qualify for a postgraduation work permit. PGWPs are open work permits, meaning there are no employer or job location restrictions. To apply, students have up to 180 days after receiving their final marks to submit an application, provided their study permit is still valid. It is important to note that not all graduates qualify for a PGWP. Eligibility depends on various criteria such as the type of institution, the length of the study program, and full-time study status throughout the program. If you do not meet the PGWP criteria, even if your study permit is valid, you cannot apply for a PGWP from within Canada. TRP holders with validity of 6 months or more. If you, your spouse, or your parent holds a temporary resident permit that is valid for at least 6 months, you may be eligible to apply for a work permit from within Canada. TRPs are issued to individuals who would otherwise be inadmissible to Canada, allowing them to stay temporarily for compelling reasons such as visiting seriously ill family members, attending funerals, or business emergencies. The TRP must be valid for 6 months or more at the time of the work permit application. PR applicants awaiting a decision. If you have submitted an application for permanent residence and are waiting for a decision, you may be eligible to apply for an open work permit from within Canada. This applies primarily to applicants under the following categories. Spouse or common law partner in Canada class. Overseas family class, where the applicant is currently in Canada. TRP holder class. Example, if your spouse is sponsoring you through an inland spousal sponsorship and you've received the acknowledgement of receipt letter from IRCC confirming your application is in process, you may apply for an open work permit. You must also demonstrate a genuine relationship and cohabitation with your sponsor. Work without a permit but need one for a new job. Certain individuals may work in Canada without a work permit under specific exemptions. However, if they intend to switch to a different job that requires a permit, they can apply from within Canada. These exemptions include foreign representatives and their accompanying staff, military personnel, on-campus student employment, performing artists, professional and amateur athletes, news reporters and media crews, guest speakers and clergy, professors and researchers, aviation inspectors, emergency service providers. It's critical to understand that these exemptions are occupation-specific. For example, a guest speaker does not need a work permit for their speaking engagement but would need one for any other employment. Business visitors are not included in these exemptions. Intracompany transferees and CUSMA workers. Under the Canada, United States, Mexico Agreement, certain professionals, intracompany transferees, investors, and traders from the US or Mexico are allowed to work in Canada. If you fall under one of these categories and are currently in Canada, you may apply for a work permit from within the country. You must meet all eligibility criteria for your category, including a valid job offer and educational or professional credentials matching the occupation listed under CUSMA provisions. Refugee claimants. If you have submitted a claim for refugee protection to IRCC or the Immigration and Refugee Board, you may apply for a work permit while your claim is being processed. To be eligible, you must demonstrate a well-founded fear of persecution based on factors such as race, religion, nationality, political opinion, membership in a particular social group, e.g., LGBTQ+ individuals. You must also prove that you cannot return to your home country due to these risks. If the IRB has granted you Convention Refugee or Protected Person status, you are considered eligible for a work permit from within Canada under this scenario. Maintained status. All temporary resident students, workers, and visitors are expected to leave Canada at the end of their authorized stay. However, if you apply for a new permit before your current one expires, you may remain in Canada under maintained status. Maintained status allows you to continue working under the same conditions if you are a temporary foreign worker. Continue studying if you are an international student. Remain in Canada if you are a visitor awaiting a new work permit decision. How to apply for a work permit from within Canada. Applying for a work permit from within Canada involves several specific steps and requirements depending on your eligibility scenario. Most applicants must apply online via the IRCC Secure Account portal unless they meet specific exceptions, such as physical disabilities or technical barriers that prevent online application. Step-by-step process. Read the instruction guide. Carefully review IRCC's official instruction guide for work permit applications. This will clarify documents needed, eligibility criteria, and common pitfalls to avoid. Confirm your eligibility. Make sure your situation falls into one of the 9 IRCC-approved scenarios for in-Canada work permit application. Meet general work permit criteria. Demonstrate intent to leave Canada after your employment ends. Show proof of sufficient funds to support yourself and your dependents. Be admissible to Canada. Criminal and medical background checks apply. Provide biometrics and a police certificate if requested. Complete the required forms. Fill out the forms listed in your personalized document checklist. Accuracy and completeness are essential. Prepare supporting documents. Submit all required documents such as passport and visa copies, permit holder's documentation, if applying as a dependent, letter of employment or job offer, academic transcripts and graduation letters, for PGWP, acknowledgement of receipt, for PR applicants. Pay the fees. Work permit processing fee, $155 Canadian. Open work permit holder fee, if applicable $100 Canadian. Biometrics fee, $85 Canadian, if required. Submit the application, upload your forms and documents, pay the applicable fees, and submit your application via your IRCC Secure account. Track your application. Processing times vary but currently average 233 days for in-Canada applications. Keep your receipts and submission confirmations safe. Check your travel document expiry. IRCC will not issue a work permit that extends beyond your passport's expiry date. Renew your passport if necessary before applying. Final thoughts. Applying for a work permit from within Canada offers a streamlined process for many individuals already in the country on valid status. However, the eligibility requirements are strict, and IRCC only permits applications under clearly defined scenarios. If you fall under one of the 9 qualifying categories and can meet all general eligibility criteria, you may apply without having to leave Canada. Be sure to gather accurate documentation, follow instructions precisely, and submit your application before your current status expires. Securing a work permit from inside Canada can be a crucial step toward long-term settlement and PR. Ensure you meet the eligibility criteria and follow the right process to make the most of your opportunity in Canada. That is all for today, in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later, in the next video. Till then, take care.